You got 10 good comments, maybe 20. People said it helped. They said they liked it. They said you did a good job. But then one person says something negative. And suddenly, that's the only comment that feels real. You don't replay the compliments. You replay that one sentence while brushing your teeth, while trying to sleep, while doing something completely unrelated. And your brain keeps asking, what if they're right? So why does one bad comment feel louder than all the good ones? It's not just insecurity, it's your brain doing exactly what it was built to do. It gives more weight to danger than comfort. This is called negativity bias. It means negative information grabs your attention faster, creates a stronger emotional reaction, and stays in memory longer than positive information. And that sounds unfair, but from your brain's point of view, it makes sense. For most of human history, missing something good was not a disaster, but missing something dangerous could be. Ignoring a compliment probably wouldn't hurt you. Ignoring a threat might, so your brain learned to treat negative signals as urgent. That's why 10 compliments can say you're safe, but one criticism says, check this, something might be wrong. And your brain listens. This is why you can logically know a comment shouldn't matter, but still feel it in your body. Your mood drops, your chest tightens. You lose focus. You start defending yourself in your head. Because criticism does not always feel like information. Sometimes it feels like social danger, and social danger hits deep. Humans are wired to care about belonging. For your ancestors, rejection from the group was not just uncomfortable, it could be dangerous. So even now, your brain watches for signs that people disapprove of you. A bad comment can feel like, you do not belong here, idiot. You messed up. People are judging you. You should stop. And this is where the comment becomes more powerful than it deserves. Because your brain often turns criticism about one thing you did into a story about who you are. Someone says, this was bad, and your brain hears, maybe I'm bad at this. Someone says, you're wrong, and your brain hears, maybe I shouldn't speak. Someone says, this is embarrassing, and your brain hears, maybe I should hide. That jump from behavior to identity is what makes criticism stick. The comment may be about one moment, but your brain can make it feel like a verdict. And then comes the second trap, rumination. Rumination is when your mind keeps replaying something, trying to solve it. You think. What did they mean? Was there truth in it? Did everyone else think the same thing? Should I respond? Should I delete it? Should I stop trying? And because you are thinking, it feels useful, but most of the time you are not solving anything. You are just reopening the same wound. The comment happened once, but your mind can make you experience it 50 times. That is why one sentence can ruin your whole day. Not because the sentence had that much power, but because your attention keeps feeding it. And online comments make this even harder. Because online feedback has no full human context. You don't hear tone, you don't see facial expression, you don't know the person's mood. You don't know if they were tired, jealous, careless, bored, or just trying to get a reaction. All you see is the sentence. And your brain fills in the blanks, usually in the worst possible way. A short comment like, not good, can become, everyone thinks I've failed. But that is not feedback. That is your threat system writing a story. So what do you do when one bad comment sticks? First, don't pretend it doesn't hurt. That usually doesn't work. Your brain already marked it as important. Instead, ask one simple question. Is this feedback or is this just pain? Because not every negative comment deserves the same treatment. Useful feedback is specific. It gives you information. For example, the audio was hard to hear. The explanation was confusing here. The title made me expect something different. That helps. But some comments are just reactions. This sucks. You're dumb. Cringe. Those are not feedback, they are reactions. And reactions are not instructions. That distinction matters. If you treat every reaction as guidance, random people get control over your direction. So, before you absorb a comment, classify it. Is it specific? Is it fair? Is it useful? Is it from someone whose opinion you would actually trust? If not, you don't need to carry it. The second step is to zoom out. Your brain zooms in on the negative because it sees it as a threat. So you have to manually bring back the full picture. One bad comment is not the whole audience. One opinion is not the truth. One sentence is not your identity. You can remind yourself that your brain is giving this extra weight because it hurt, not because it is more accurate. That matters. Because negative does not always mean true. Sometimes negative just means loud. The third step is to turn the comment into either action or release. Ask, is there anything useful I can do with this? If yes, take the lesson. Improve the audio. Clarify the point. Fix the mistake. Adjust the title. Then move on. If there is no useful lesson, your job is not to keep studying the pain. Do not reread it 10 times. Do not build the perfect comeback in your head. Do not keep checking whether it still hurts. Because attention is like a highlighter. Whatever you keep returning to starts to look more important, and this is the real danger of one bad comment. It does not just hurt once. It can become the voice you start using against yourself. That is why you have to be careful who you give the microphone to. Not every opinion deserves to become your inner voice. So, the next time one bad comment sticks with you, pause before you believe the story around it. Is this feedback or just a reaction? Is there a lesson here or only a sting? And am I giving this more weight because it is true or because it hurt? Because your brain will always notice the negative. That is part of how it protects you. But protection is not the same as truth. And one bad comment should not become the narrator of your entire day. If you enjoyed this video and want to understand more of the hidden mental patterns behind everyday behavior, consider subscribing to Mind Habits. Because the more you understand how your mind works, the easier it becomes to stop repeating the same patterns.